I'm a little choked up tonight because in just 2 minutes from right now, I, Joe Bob Briggs, am going to introduce to you the king of late night movie hosts. He's sitting right down there at the end of my sofa. He's in a vampire trance right at this very moment. But first, I got to make a few announcements. I was watching Home BO again tonight, and I got so sick of it, I had to come down here 3 hours early and get the party started this weekend. Now, come on, you guys. It's the gall darn Friday the 13th, and you're still sitting there in front of your TV set eating cheese doodles, aren't you? Now, tonight, by popular demand, we got A Nightmare on Elm Street, the movie directly responsible for 19 mass murders in Times Square last month. And then we got 2 more incredibly bloody chunks of film, Invisible Strangler at 10:30 and Silent Madness at midnight. But we got something even better than that. Movie channel history is being made tonight. Right now, I'm going to introduce to you, my hands are shaking, I can't even hardly do this. He's sitting right over there on the sofa, chewing on a piece of large intestine and drinking something that looks like it came out of Ronald Reagan. And it's a man who was the first late-night monster movie host in the history of late-night monster movie hosts. You know who I'm talking about, the Prince of Darkness himself. I want you to welcome Executive Director of the Transylvania Chamber of Commerce. It's Zachary.
Thank you, Bob, for that ghoulish and insipid introduction.
Well, thank you, Mr. Zachary, sir. I'm just kind of speechless and helpless here because you look so creepy. I mean, you just, I think it's the jacket.
Thank you, Joe Bob, my boy. Great pleasure to be here. And you must come visit me back home in Transylvania, where Friday the 13th is a national holiday, of course. Goes on for days and days and days and nights, of course, until the last vampire and werewolf has been satisfied, shall we say. And we also have a terrifying film festival, lots of blood and guts, lots of blood and guts and stuff. That's the only kind of film we show, of course. And all you connoisseurs out there of the shocking will be glad to know that our first film tonight brings forth roars of approval. You know what kind of roars I'm talking about when we show it back home. It's the masterpiece of Manus, A Nightmare on Elm Street. So if you're another helpless victim of terrifying thrills, this blood's for you. Dip your web feet into the waters of the weird. This is as good a place as any to start. And my old friend Wes Craven will show you around a new neighborhood where to fall asleep is to fall victim to a nightmare on Elm Street. And remember, if you should venture out tonight, every city and every town has an Elm Street. Think about that, eh? All right, Ecor, roll the film. For some reason, an absurd reason, I must say, very absurd, this film has been rated R. Should have been rated G for Grizzly. Take your choice and enjoy whatever you are.
Well, we got a real turkey coming up right now. Invisible Strangler starring Elkie Summers' push-up bra. But you know, the thing about the real toilet pictures on the movie channel is we tell you right up front. We say, hey, we're going into the toilet tonight. It's better than playing Monopoly with your sister. So let's have some fun with it. Let's go in the toilet together. Let's get in there and splash around and enjoy these movies, okay? Are you with me? Well, I tell you what. There's one guy I know is with me, and he's going to stay with me right on through the midnight flick on this drive-in theater triple feature. And that one at midnight is going to be called Silent Madness. And, of course, I'm talking about Mr. Macabre, the prince of late-night movies. Here he is again, rested up for another go at it. Zachary.
Well, Mr. Briggs, I believe the last time you described me as the king of late-night TV. Now you're calling me the prince. I don't know.
Well, frankly, Mr. Zachary, I was a little disappointed last time. You know, I heard you were a really gross guy and that you did a lot of stuff like, you know, burning Chihuahua dogs on TV and eating gopher guts and stuff like that. And about all you did was, you know, you ate some of this gizzard juice. But you know, I was a little disappointed.
Well, you know, it's not necessary to resort to the what should we say, the cheap, you know, to be theatrical stuff to make a point here, really. Here, would you care for some brain here? Nice fresh brain here. I'll dip it in the juice, actually. You'd love it, you know? Well, Joe Bob, I want to tell you, that last film made my hair stand on end all over. and how well I remember the Strangler when he first started out. He was forced to go invisible because of all the media attention. You know how the media is. And the poor devil went through a lot, so you couldn't see him. You could still smell him, though. That's another story, though. He had a lot of fun on the first time there out on the street, doing in a few of the local beauties, etc., etc., making a real scene, you know. Really enjoying himself when the confounded boys in blue had to get into his act, always spoiling things, you know. Too bad. Made me real sad at the time, I'll tell you. Incidentally, my man may be invisible, but I can assure you folks out there that the lovely Erica Summer is anything but. Something for all of us creatures to look forward to as we watch the story of my friend, the invisible Strangler. And for the concerned among you, and I know you're concerned, this one is rated PG. Have to have a serious discussion with the boys about these ratings. If I had my way, your whole family would be watching this thing. The Invisible Strangler. Enjoy it if you dare.
Yes, we do have another movie here on Drive-In Theater. I'm Joe Bob Briggs, and they slipped me an extra 20 tonight to come out here and do 3 flicks instead of the usual double feature in honor of Friday the 13th, and we're about to wind it all up with Silent Madness, which is about another mental asylum guy that gets loose and kills every blonde that the guy in the last movie forgot to kill. Then at 1:30, John Hurd and Levon Helm are going to get caught up in a bad drug deal in a flick called Best Revenge. And speaking of bad drug deals, it's time again for the last word in horror movie host. Here he comes. Yes, it's Zachary. Zach, I can't tell you what this night's meant to me. Can I have like an autograph or something to remember you by?
No, I think not. No.
Well,
no.
You know, Zach, you can come back on my show anytime you want to.
Well, Joe Bob, I like your style. I appreciate your style and your hospitality. I have the feeling you felt the bite of a coyote werewolf down home there one time. That has made you a better creature in the end, I think. And that reminds me, it's been a great pleasure being here, and on behalf of all your crazed viewers, and there must be millions of them, I trust that you will be showing more and more scary films in the months ahead. And on this Silent Madness mess, you just remember, it's out there stalking the streets of the college town, and are you ready for this? A computer error. A computer error, mind you, has resulted in the early release of a homicidal maniac from my old alma mater, Crestview Mental Hospital. I'd sing the alma mater, but I sort of forget. Well, once he's out, we find that the old friendly fiend has forgotten the nasty teasing he took, that's teasing that is, from those nasty sorority girls a few years back. So, of course, he goes a-visiting. And you know how he would be, you know, and he is, and he puts the girls through a new initiation. I love it. This film was originally in 3D, but I know how those lousy, rotten little glasses, those 3D glasses, give you headaches, so I arranged for it to be shown in 1D. Now, you trust me, you won't need any extra dimension to hear the frightening sounds of Silent Madness. Rated R, whatever you are. Bye-bye. Boo!